to go put these flyers door to door at each of the homeowners there. And so 50 of them came out to the party, and everybody brought their own meat to throw on the grill. So it didn't cost the realtor and the mortgage lender much to put this on. But the coolest part is I'm looking around and the kids are playing hoops. They're playing cornhole. We even had a kickball game. But at one point I'm sitting back and I'm looking around, 50 people and not one person was on their cell phone. People are actually getting to know their neighbors, and that's what we think will help make America great again.
I 100% agree. So this episode is brought to you by ERC. Let me ask you a question. Did you have a business during the pandemic with 5 or more employees? If the answer is yes, you might be leaving money on the table. All you gotta do is go to ercbankroll.com and you can get your money. The best part about this, it only takes 5 minutes or less to see if you qualify. Go to ercbankroll.com and put in your name, email address, answer 2 questions, click on the submit button, and you're done. It's that simple. And get your money. So don't wait. Go to ERC Bankroll. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. I'm your host, Lopaze. So like and share this episode. And P.S. and by the way, before I get started, I would appreciate it if you left me a 5-star review in iTunes or anywhere where you're listening to the show. I appreciate that. Love it or hate it, I want to hear what you think. Any topics you would like for me to talk about, send all your emails to support@kingofcashflowwebsites.com. That's support@kingofcashflowwebsites.com. So with that being said, today I have another special guest for you today. He's known as the king of referrals. He's an award-winning serial entrepreneur, coach, consultant, speaker, trainer, workshop leader. He serves as CEO of HOA.com, the #1 referral network for home service professionals. And he's also the chairman of the board of the Champions Institute. He's a highly sought after expert in referrals, marketing, sales, joint ventures, business development, and business growth strategies. My special guest today is Brandon Barnum. Welcome to the show. So, where you from?
Born in Portland, Oregon, and then live in Phoenix, Arizona now.
Oh, nice. You
know,
know,
escape the rainforest and get to the desert.
I hear that, man. So, how'd you get into business? You know, because most people, you know, based on the people that I've been meeting, a lot of us don't. It's not like our dream job. A lot of us don't say, hey, you know, when I grow up, I want to be a businessman, you know, or businesswoman. So how'd you get into business?
Yeah, you know, for me, I've always been attracted to being an entrepreneur. But really, after college, I went to college. I got a degree in marketing. I was working as a marketing director for an estate planning law firm. And then I got custody of my son. He was 2 at that point, and I couldn't afford I bought a house. I was 24. I couldn't afford my mortgage payment and paying for daycare. And I found that out because I kept bouncing my mortgage checks. And so I realized I had to do something different. So I looked around at different options, and I ended up getting in the mortgage industry. And I was able to 10x my income from $20,000 a year to $200,000 a year in 18 months. And I've never looked back.
Man. So you would say that being that you were a father, that kind of motivated you and pushed you?
Yeah. Huge. I mean, I'm 24 at the time, right? I got custody of my son, and when you're 24, it's all about you, right? You're all about kind of yourself. And then once you are caring for somebody else as a single dad, I had to feed him, I had to raise him. And so it elevated my game because now I was responsible for another human being.
Gotcha, man. So how'd you get in the real estate space, and particularly when it comes to mortgages? How'd that happen?
Yeah, well, I looked around, this back in 1997 at that point. I looked around at different job opportunities and, kind of the want ads, that sort of thing. And I saw some offers for, hiring a loan officer. My mom at that point was working for a commercial real estate brokerage. So I thought, she could sell the property and I could fund it and we could make money together. And I've always been good at numbers, so that kind of appealed to me. So I got in the business and I found a great mentor that taught me the art and science of raving referrals, and that's what changed my life.
Oh man, So tell everybody why are referrals so important? Why is that so important?
Referrals are huge, right? Especially for those of you guys that are doing online marketing. The reality is when you're dealing with cold leads, people don't trust you right out of the gate. They're skeptical. But when somebody gets referred to you, 90% of the time, according to the research, they trust you when you get referred by somebody else that they know, like, and trust. And like in the B2B world, if you're selling business to business services, referrals close 83% of the time, let me restate that. 83% of B2B sales start with a referral. So it's hugely important. People are 400% more likely to hire you if they get referred to because that trust factor is so high. So it opens doors. You can get right to the CEO instead of starting at the bottom and working your way up. You start from the top and work your way down.
Yeah, I know. We live in a technology-driven society where we got our cell phones and we got social media, but we can't forget that, hey, the person-to-person, in-person contact, that's never gonna supersede the cell phone. It's always gonna be above. Meeting in person is a totally different vibe. Now you can always use social media to make an introduction, but
absolutely,
meeting in person is priceless.
Social media is great for telling your story and it's good for your credibility, but I find, and everybody's different, some people crush it on social and that's great. We use social media, of course, and we teach people how to do it. But where we find the best results on social is creating a referral partnership where one person is promoting the other, because now you've got the referral concept and energy integrated into the social media, and that's where you really see some great results.
Yeah, exactly. So when you met your mentor, how did you know that, hey, this real estate space, this is for me. This is an area where I could explore. How did you know that?
I didn't know right away, but I took an exam going in, and the guy who hired me said, wow, you got the highest score we've ever seen. So that was a pretty good clue. I'm like, okay, well, clearly I've got some natural aptitude for mortgages and finance. And I knew I had a brain for numbers, but it was listening to this guy who was next to me, and he had the most dry personality. He would answer the phone, Brian Hoffman, how can I help you? And he had like no spark, no personality whatsoever. But dude was making six figures a year, sitting in his desk, answering the phone. And I'm like, okay, if he can do that, I can crush it in this industry.
Yeah, it's nothing like seeing somebody doing it and being around people that's doing it. That's priceless as well.
It is, and you got to find people that can point you in the right direction, right? Find the people that are either at or have been the places you want to go, and ask them how they got there, and you'll get there faster.
Yeah. So, from being in the real estate space, how did you get the idea that, hey, I'm gonna write a book and focus on referrals? How'd you get that? How'd that concept come about?
Well, okay, so you're asking a 26-year question. So let me just walk you through it real quick. So I got in the mortgage industry, 10x my income. I ended up closing over $500 million in mortgage transactions by referral. And when the mortgage market collapsed the last time back in 2009, I wanted to get out of the industry and really go back to building technology. I had created an early version of Zillow, a website that helped you search for homes online. And I said, I just love the whole technology space. And so in 2009, I really went back to technology, and HOA.com is actually my 10th technology platform that I built over the last 26 years. And the last 13 years have all been focused on helping people build their business by referral. I just wanted to teach what had changed my life and help other people change theirs. So my last platform, we had over 5 million members, and then we sold that in 2019. And after that, we started this company as thehomeowneralliance.com. And that domain was too long to fit on the side of the bus. So we said, hey, if we could wave our magic wand and have any domain on the planet, what would it be? Homeowner Alliance, HOA. Looked up the website, reached out to the owner, made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and here we are.
Gotcha. So I've been to the website, and it's nice.
Thank you.
Now, how did you come up with the idea that I'm gonna be like, the website is kind of like, I live in Charlotte, like,
yep.
So if I need a handyman, I can go to your website. Yep. If I need to find out the value of my house, I can go to your website. If I need a realtor, I can go to your website. So how did you come up with the concept of the website like that?
Yeah, so it really comes from the roots of my mortgage days. When I grew my mortgage business, I partnered with professionals who served homeowners, right? My best referral partners were realtors, insurance agents, financial planners, attorneys, contractors, roofers. Why? Because they were all talking to homeowners every single day, and those homeowners would come to them with a question or a problem. The question or the problem would be, hey, I'm looking to buy or I'm looking to refinance. Who do you know that can help me with my mortgage? And I made sure I was the solution to their people's problems. And that's part of the key to success, is help people help people. And so really, when we created HOA.com, or we started out as the Homeowner Alliance, it was about how do we help that happen at scale. So what we're creating is an online community that's like Nextdoor meets Angie's List meets Zillow. So we're creating online communities for every neighborhood in America. And just like you said, you can go to HOA.com and you can find the value of your property. You can see local events, what's going on in your neighborhood. You can find certified, trusted professionals that we've already vetted that are in that local market. And really, ours is a partnership platform for the pros. We help you guys win more business because we help you formalize your referral partnerships so that the people who are already serving your perfect prospects start promoting you on a regular basis.
That's good, man. Because there's no, at least to my knowledge, there's no other website like that online.
No. And, what we really say we're doing for the pros is community co-marketing. And I don't think there's anybody on the planet doing it, not that we've seen anyway. We do it on the local community basis, and then we help those neighbors actually throw parties. Like we do ice cream socials or neighborhood barbecue, and we kind of give them the template. And I was just at a barbecue recently in one of the communities around me, and it was so cool, man, because I'm looking around, there's like 50 people, right? The mortgage lender and the realtor had put it together. They had hired a teenager from the neighborhood to go put these flyers door to door at each of the homeowners there. And so 50 of them came out to the party, and everybody brought their own meat to throw on the grill. So it didn't cost the realtor and the mortgage lender much to put this on. But the coolest part is I'm looking around and the kids are playing hoops. They're playing cornhole. We even had a kickball game. But at one point I'm sitting back and I'm looking around, 50 people, and not one person was on their cell phone. People were actually getting to know their neighbors, and that's what we think will help make America great again.
I 100% agree. So being at the time you're in the real estate space.
Yep.
What was that transition like going to building websites?
Yeah, well, so I had built a few already, right? My first website was called PDX Home. I was in Portland. PDX stands for Portland. And so it was a home buyer guide. And so I did that back in 1997. After that, I created cybermortgages.com, and that allowed people, we searched like 100 different banks to find people the lowest interest rates based on their specific file, kind of like Rocket Mortgage, but 25 years ago. And so I had already done a few websites like that, but I really felt the calling to create a platform that helped people come together and create referral partnerships. So it all starts with a vision. And, creating a website now is a whole lot easier than it was back in the day. We had to custom code everything. There was no APIs to integrate. There was no, Zapier that you could tie together and instantly have everything connected. Nowadays, it's easy. Back then, it was tough, but it was awesome and exciting and a challenge. I love solving puzzles, so it was perfect for me.
Yeah, you're right. Because the reason why I asked that question, because a lot of people in the real estate space that I meet, when it comes to technology, websites, blogs, that kind of intimidates them. They don't really want to bother that. They'll be like, hey, why don't I get you to do it?
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of them work for a company, right, that already has the technology in place. That's the beauty about when you are a professional, that you can align with another company. If you're a realtor, you can go to a Berkshire Hathaway or Remax or EXP or Exit or KW, and you can use the technology platform they've already built. And so that's a beautiful thing, man. It's a lot easier these days than it ever was.
Yeah, 100%. So what made you say, hey, I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to put these books out. Yep. What made you want to do that?
I started writing raving referrals over 10 years ago, and it was back, I had a company, a technology platform called Trusted Team, which was a whole referral partner program. And so my mentor is Mark Victor Hansen. He wrote these Chicken Soup for the Soul books. I think I've got one back here, but the books. So he sold over 500 million books. He was just speaking for us at an event 2 nights ago. I've been friends with him for 19 years. Ooh. And he's been trying to get me to write a book forever. So finally during COVID, I'm like, okay, I need to get this done, because I need to take what I know and I need to transfer it to the people that are part of our referral network. And so that was really the motivation to get that done, but it took a long time. It wasn't until COVID came around and we were all trapped in our houses. I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to get this book done.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, how do you think that kind of changed the human interaction, Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. People don't want to go out as much, and it's really generational. Here's what I find is that people that are 40 plus still go out and are more social. Those that are under 40 have really pulled back. They feel more comfortable having a digital relationship, which is just kind of weird to me, but they go on social media, and that's where they live their lives and connect. And so like we do live events, and we see that most of the people are 40 plus. They're more comfortable having a face-to-face conversation. And a lot of the folks that are under 40, especially, 35 and less, they just want to push a button on their phone. And ultimately, your network drives your net worth. And so if you really want to be successful in business, you've got to invest in relationships. You got to go out there and meet people and get introduced to people that can change your business and change your life.
Yeah, that's been my experience. Now, and P.S. by the way, I have no any scientific data of this, but based on my experience, from 40 and above, they still like to meet people in person for the most part. And I always tell people, if you wanna target the younger people online, you're gonna have to get good at digital marketing.
Yes,
because that's where they're at. They're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So you got to get really, really good at doing that, and you gotta have to reach them where they're at and pull them offline if that's your market.
You do, and again, I can't overemphasize using relationships that are already there, right? So find out who they follow. Get in relationship with the influencers that have your perfect prospects as their clients or their community, because that's how you can really change the game and accelerate your growth.
Yeah. So how does your book, Raven Referrals, apply to, let's say, a realtor?
I'm glad you asked. We have our second title. The first book's Raving Referrals. The second book is Raving Referrals for Dentists. Mark Victor Hansen taught me, don't write a book, build a brand. And so we have 20 books that we're working on right now. You mentioned Raving Referrals for Real Estate Agents. That's coming out next year. Our next book is Raving Referrals for Mortgage Pros. That's coming out in Q4. And so we're creating custom content for each different industry and vertical, because the customized recommendations for the industry. So for realtors, for example, one of the first things that we do is we teach you to go create your referral partnerships. And if you think about realtors, their number one challenge is they give a ton of referrals away, but they don't get many back. So what we do is we say, okay, we want you to start making a list of the people, number one, that you're already referring business to, number two, that you get referrals from, and number three, people that you've known who serve homeowners that you've never formalized your referral partnerships with. And so we call it the Referral Partner Blueprint. We have a whole system to help do that. And then on HOA.com, we actually automate community co-marketing. What that means is once a realtor joins HOA.com, they have to apply, they have to get approved. We do background checks, make sure that they're quality people, because we're putting our stamp that they know, like, and trust to join them on their trusted team. So a realtor is going to invite their mortgage lender, their home inspector, maybe they have somebody doing staging and design, financial advisor, all the professionals, painter, plumber, roofer, HVAC, the people that their clients call them anyway saying, hey, who do you recommend? We help them create that on our platform so that they're marketing together. Once they set it up, they can forget it. It's set and forget it. Every month it sends out a value report. We call it a home safe report to every one of the homeowners in their database. So it's fast, easy, and effective, and it just works.
Is there any special qualifications for a realtor or handyman or anybody when it comes to being on HOA?
Yeah, we want to see that you've been in the business at least a couple of years. We look at ratings and reviews and background checks to make sure there's no red flags there, but we look for 4- and 5-star rated companies. So, we don't want somebody that's got a 2-star review online. That's not a fit for us. But as long as someone is a quality professional, they've been in business for a couple of years, so they've got the experience to be able to share their expertise with others, that makes for a good fit for us.
Gotcha. So in a perfect world, who's like your perfect client?
Well, so I play at a different game, right? I'm the CEO, so I'm doing partnerships right now. I have 2 partnership agreements that I've got to look at today. I'm doing national deals. Now, if you're talking about for the company and for who's listening right now, realtors, mortgage lenders, insurance agents, financial planners, attorneys, accountants, and then all of the home services people, right? Landscapers, roofers, HVAC, anybody that serves homeowners, chiropractors, obviously dentists, right? People that serve homeowners every day, those are our perfect fit. And we love to influence influencers. So we work with a lot of people that are branch managers. Maybe they're a regional director for the company that they're with. Maybe they're a franchisor or a franchisee. Those are our perfect prospects.
Gotcha. So how'd you get into speaking?
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, when I started my mortgage company, I did a lot of speaking because I used to put on first-time homebuyer seminars, and I put on real estate investor seminars, and I would advertise, rent a hotel room, fill the space, and then I had the microphone. I knew that if I was controlling the conversation, that I could influence those people and win them over as clients. And then I would bring all my referral partners, and I took care of everything. I funded it. I never asked them for a dime. I just said, hey, I want to either have you have a booth here, or I want to bring you up on stage and feature you. So I went through Toastmasters back in like 1995. That is kind of public speaking training. So if you want to be a better speaker, go to Toastmasters. Check it out.
Gotcha, man. So if people wanted to reach out to you, where would they go to?
For me personally, BrandonBarnum.com. That's got my different links. You can see all the stuff that we're doing. It's got links back to HOA.com. You can take the referral score quiz. That'll take you less than 2 minutes, but it'll help you identify if you have any gaps in your referral best practices. And then also, I recommend you take the bank code. That is an amazing little quiz. That too will take like 90 seconds, but it's a personality system that'll help you understand yourself better, and it'll help you close more sales in less time, because once you know it, then you can use it in your sales process so that you understand who your prospects are, so you can customize your conversations and get people to yes faster.
There you have it. Share this episode. All links will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we're out. Peace. This episode is brought to you by ERC. Let me ask you a question. Did you have a business during the pandemic with 5 or more employees? If the answer is yes, you might be leaving money on the table. All you got to do is go to ercbankroll.com and you can get your money. The best part about this, it only takes 5 minutes or less to see if you qualify. Go to ercbankroll.com and put in your name, email address, answer 2 questions, click on the submit button, and you're done. It's that simple. And get your money. So don't wait. Go to ERC Bankroll.